Hello, hello. We will be getting into what are we doing today?
Question.
Question. Be here in a minute. And here we are. I don't have an intro yet. I'm still working out my timing. Hello, everybody. It's Caw. That's Creative Artivist. Work. P's over there. I'm Mariah. P&M. Patricia and Mariah.
Caw. I really enjoy saying that. Okay.
I think she's ready.
I think I'm ready. Am I up there?
Yeah. We just jump right in on this one.
Oh,
remember,
yeah,
we don't have
okay.
intros or who's it, what's
we
it.
got to work on it because that kind of allows me to, rustle around and fiddle fart and, do that kind of stuff that I usually do during.
Right, while I'm chit-chatting and doing my thing.
Yeah, and her saying hello and, whatnot. Okay. Our number one thing we're going to deal with today, after I talk to you a little bit about some of the books that I've been reading, and I want you to be thinking about this, while I'm reading those other books. Just keep it in mind.
Well, now, we could do this real quick and say, hey, everybody, do say hello in the chat. I usually don't go and run through everybody's names on this one because, number one, it's kind of a shorter format that we do over here. Maybe one of these days we might get to that point, but I don't know that that's... It's just a different thing, and we're trying to kind of work some of that out. I tell you, I got Nightbot working too, by the way, y'all, because she wants to do a giveaway.
I do.
Dang it, and I'm just going to add Mo as a moderator so she can tell Nightbot not to do those things. Okay, sorry.
Can she do that?
I
listen to
think
her?
so, but I don't...
listen to me.
I don't know why it's doing what it's doing.
Thanks, baby.
It's very sensitive. I don't know why it's being so sensitive.
It doesn't like.
It doesn't like what Mo's saying.
You might have to bitch slap it a little bit and get it back into line.
I promise, Mo, I did not. It's the Nightbot, not me. Okay. Oh, and it timed her out and everything. Goodness.
Well,
yeah,
I guess you need to let it know who's really.
I do.
In charge.
I just had it like I don't know.
Kick it out.
Okay. There you go, Mo. I got you back to message. Okay.
Jeez.
I was just like, what is going on over there? All right, do give those thumbsy upsies. Yeah, that's Izzy. She's here cleaning things. Not well, but she did do it. Sometimes not a matter of quality, it's that it's done. I suppose.
Good job, baby.
Not light. Okay, hold on.
Are we ready?
Well, no, because you moved in. As you see, when you sit back over that way, that's great.
Oh, I'm glowing.
Yeah. Oh,
well,
look at
it's
that.
just my angelic nature effervescing out into the ether.
I knew she was.
And she puts that one on me.
Well, it's
all that does is just
anger her.
It does makes me want to tap dance, and I don't have my shoes on.
Okay. Oh, good gosh, and that baby.
I don't have this one on. Maybe that'll make it.
No.
There we go. Well, I can at least see a lot better.
There you go. All right, y'all.
See what I'm reading.
Take two.
Is it time to go yet? How's the Nightbot and Mo?
Please
Have they
like
settled their little disagreement?
I think so.
Okay.
Mo's wrangling it.
All right. Need duct tape. Just let us know we've got some.
I think I had to set them on equal planes, so that way Nightbot would stop.
Oh, hierarchy.
It was after her.
Hierarchy.
Yeah, it was after. I think this was personal.
I never quite understood what the role of that was anyway.
I know. Okay, go.
Okay, number one.
Take three.
We can't fix it if we don't know what the problem is.
I said, what is it?
I said that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today.
And then I really
love that.
What I really wanted to do is say, it's it.
I even wrote
It's
down here, Mariah
It's
wants
it.
to know what it is.
There's
And
a
so do
song.
I. I want you to be ruminating on this while we're going through the next little bit
y'all.
here. And I'm going to, read you my rant.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2. And this is what I'm going to be actively asking you to be involved in this. Okay? You're going to have to actually participate. You get a participation award today. Well, some of you will. It's Skinner's, random reward system. Number 2, then we must define what we're fighting toward. The word there is toward. We're going towards something. We're not backing away. Important word. What is the vision of a government that takes care of all the people? How does it come about? What does it look like? So, I'm going to read you a little excerpt from de Tocqueville, Alexis. I looked that up, how to say that, and I'm probably still not saying it right, but, it's my very best.
Hey, links are down. Well, not links, but a list of books are down below.
Yeah, the books.
Trying to keep up with that. I don't have any links to videos. What I've been trying to do is actually add them in a video watch list. I have a playlist on this channel. Recommended videos. So.
Oh, the Johnny Harris one.
Yeah, it's up there.
And you better set aside a large slot of time for that because it's quite lengthy. And it goes in depth into a lot of things. Pardon me. Okay, the introduction to de Tocqueville is by Hugh Griffith. Our protection, de Tocqueville concludes, lies in association. The individual can be trampled on with impunity. But if we join together in groups representing our common interests, the encroachments of government can be prevented. Only through constant alertness, aided by a free press and an independent judiciary, will we succeed in protecting our most precious inheritance, our liberty. I conceive of a society in which all men would feel an equal love, respect for the laws of which they consider themselves the authors.
You need to strike through and say all people. See, you can already tell when this was, all humans.
I'm just reading it exactly to you as it was written.
In my mind, I'm putting people and humans.
In your mind, you can do that. And even if you do that, we all know we the people doesn't mean all the people.
It didn't then. No.
I don't think it still does.
No, but that's what it should mean.
Yes. Okay. Can I get back to my reading here? That was rude. In which all men would feel an equal love and respect for the laws in which they consider themselves the authors. In which the authority of the government would be respected as necessary and not divine. And in which the loyalty of the subject to the chief magistrate would not be a passion, but a quiet and rational persuasion. With every individual in the possession of rights which he is sure to retain, a kind of manly confidence and reciprocal courtesy would arise between all classes, removed alike from pride and servility. The people well acquainted with their own true interests would understand that, in order to profit from the advantages of the state, it is necessary to satisfy its requirements. The voluntary associations of the citizens might then take place of the individual authority of the nobles, and the community would be protected from tyranny and license. Now you have to understand when this was written. This was written in 18, is that here? Okay, it's around 1789. Sorry, 1789. It's before our whole. And de Tocqueville was part of the aristocracy.
Well, right about the time.
Yes, about the time, around there. Because he came to the United States to observe these kind of things. So he is observing this. This is a really, it's a wonderful little book, and I think it's really necessary to understand where all this came from. It didn't just pop up. We keep thinking, oh, well, all of this persecution and all of this hatred and racism or whatever, it just manifests itself. No, it was written into, and
it's part of the system.
Part of the system. It was built in from the very beginning. So it's not, it's not a big shocker that we are where we are. Okay. Back to number 1. What question will help us identify the most significant problem of this time? What we're looking for is an essence question, one that gets to the core of the problem, one that has the furthest reaching grasp, influencing actions, determining outcomes that have dominion over the largest segment of the population. That's what I want everyone to keep in mind when you're coming up with your particular one. This isn't a skin in the game, dog horse in the show race, dog horse in the race kind of situation. We're all in this skin, dog, and horse, and the choice is to join up or fight against. The middle ground is unavailable and dangerous. Being in the middle means you will be surrounded by both, and each will question your loyalty, demanding actions that cinch that declaration, and it must be convincing in its feasance. Otherwise, it's back to the middle again. This time, however, you will be suspect in both, and that very neutrality originally espoused becomes suspect, this time from both sides. The next round will require a more vigorous proclamation accompanying actions. Choose well, consider much, and arm up for the battles ahead. Back to number 1, the question. So what is the question? Go back to de Tocqueville's description and think about what he saw as a 25-year-old foreigner. If these are the tenets and ideas, and I'm assuming that most agree, then what needs to happen to get us back there? What do we need to do to make it happen? Now, what I need for each of you to do is write down in the chat your ideas for what the problem is. Don't be concerned that someone else has already written down your idea, because that duplication indicates the enormity of a particular concern. It can be one word, or you can write a sentence, I don't know, a paragraph, whatever. While you're doing this, we're going to do some artivists.
But hold on
All
one second.
Mariah's got some words.
I got in trouble earlier for talking, so I just kept it and zipped it. Okay, so in one part of that, you said go back to. I think that is something in all of these conversations that we actually need to be reframing in our how we have these conversations and how we even think about conversations from past history. But we don't need to go back. I think that's the problem, is that we keep going back. But the back part is, hey, we need to reflect upon
the original conception.
Some of these things and go, okay, hey, it was there, and this is the essence of what you're talking about. Like, okay,
Yes.
hey, where are these things? And we've obviously gone very off track, but we all know that there are some key, just that they've always got to put that little silver lining, that little carrot, that thing, that belief. It's the shining hill, what was it, the shining city on the hill situation. You gotta put it out there. Well, okay, let's also not only just put it out there, but let's have true follow through and understand that we are not going to recreate or continue in these ways where you're going to create a system once again where, oh, my self-preservation, especially white people, white Christian people, especially white Christian nationalist people, because they're real fond of this, self-preservation. That has to be continually a part of that conversation of saying, hey, we are not going to play in that system any longer. This is something different.
Agree.
Okay.
I agree with you totally. I guess maybe when you talk about reframing the whole idea of the question here is we should say, what original concept is contained within the Constitution of the United States that needs to be identified, stressed,
exactly.
focused on, so that we can have the legitimacy to pursue a path of reconstruction and get our rights as we the people back.
Hey, by the way, this part of the system needs to be torn down. This needs to go away. This we no longer support. This is becoming a governor, a hindrance,
Okay, but what we're talking about here is two different things. I'm talking about the Constitution. You're talking about present actions that are happening within our government. Because what they're doing is not legal. It's unlawful.
Right. But by the simple fact that they do not care, we are operating outside of, and that's why I'm saying,
yes, the laws are still there. We need to enforce them. They need to be actively enforced by the people, the Congress, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. Our judicial branch, I think,
they're doing the best. Well, they're doing better than
well, aside from the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
The rest of them, I think, are just fighting tooth and nail to keep our heads above water here.
Yes.
For us, so that we don't completely lose our democracy.
Okay, Ricky says all are created equal. Not all men are created equal. Yeah.
Yes. And we need to also understand the
equality of sexes would be necessary for that, Monroe. Okay. Men run the country. I think women should run it. Hey, we were just talking about that today. We just think that, if we could just actually.
Okay, we have who the two candidates should be. And we think that they should we should have a co-president, not just one.
We did discuss this a lot at the last call that we wanted Jon Stewart, and he said Heather Cox Richardson to run with him, and then
because she's going to keep him on task,
right? And then Stephen Colbert, and we haven't figured out which other woman, but hopefully somebody funny. Because we just think that's got to be, we've got to have some. Funny's going to get us through this all.
Really, really smart, but yet a sense of humor, whatever. And I was talking to Brad last night, and I said, we're lamenting the fact that the available Democrats out there that somehow or other tickle our fancy. I don't see one on the horizon. I don't know. I know they're still in the Democratic soup. They just haven't risen to the top, or we haven't stirred the bottom up to get them. Puppies are always in the bottom. Anyway,
they're the good Democrats.
We thought a really great combo here would be Michelle Obama as a president, with her husband.
But she wants no part of
the
this.
Vice president.
None.
Well, she's seen it in action. She knows how it works. Yeah.
Oh, Ricky, I do love me some Elizabeth Warren. I like her. She's smart.
She is smart. She doesn't have the charisma that we need to galvanize people.
To get people excited. We all know. Like, we're here. We know. We got to get over the fact that we're like.
Buttigieg. Who's the other one? We're kind of looking towards this Ossoff in Georgia. A real possibility, I think. But I don't know. I really haven't seen him in action. I haven't seen his presence on the stage, and we all know. Come on now, we're a celebrity-oriented country, and you got to have some performance skills if you want to make it to the top.
Yeah.
Just saying. Take a few acting lessons. You know, learn how to. Yeah, chutzpah. Okay, I wanted to read something else here, and I think this is not the book I need. No, this isn't it. This is a good one. Unequal. Reflection.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get back to this. The great.
Here's my Anne. Oh, so she says Pete and Kara Swisher. Here's my problem with Kara Swisher.
I actually stopped watching her. I think she's a little bit too white and rich.
Too corporate. She's
corporate.
Been hanging out with a lot of corporate people for a long time.
She really has. And then you get her with Ezra Klein, and that's a horrible combination.
Ezra Klein. No, thank you. He's very good looking. I'll give him that. But that's
I think she has some very good points on certain things. I really honestly do.
Oh yeah. I don't
get that feeling that she's really in touch with the people towards the bottom of the hierarchy here.
Yeah. I mean, you can, if you've listened to a lot,
no fault of her own.
Right.
I mean,
if you've listened to a lot of her conversations, especially like with Scott Galloway, and you know, and he's going through some things. I think he's deconstructing from his, white man ness, and I do appreciate that he's having some self-reflection. There's still a little ways to go. And it's kind of in this moment, you need somebody that really has been out and about with the people. And that's what we're missing, I think, a lot of times. Because they've just all been in that, and they've made a career out of all, being either part of, either they are politicians or covering politicians or, but see, I guess that would even take Jon Stewart out of it a bit. But I think one of the reasons that comedians are such wonderful people is that they are like overly self-aware. And I think that's one of the reasons. Because in order to be funny like that, you really have to be you study people, for one. And I think one of the reasons they a lot of times have very, there are so many of them with mental health issues as well.
I would also add a component to that. They need to be very well informed.
Yeah.
Because it isn't always easy to find humor. And most of the time it's, and the reason I like it's black humor. I like dark humor.
Dark, yes.
Dark humor. I've got some dark humor for you here. Okay, so one of the things that we're all really trying very desperately, at least I am, coming to grips with this innate whiteness, that how I perceive the world is very much, has been very much formed by my privilege.
Yeah.
By my innate inheritance of, white supremacy. I'm not saying I am, I'm just saying that there's that underlying thing in everything we do, and we don't even think anything about it. And that's what makes it.
We got some questions.
Okay.
Now, and remember, we do want to still have y'all like put into the chat there about that one thing, the question. What is it that it needs to be the main focus, the through line?
Yes. Very good, Mariah.
So please be thinking about that and put that in there. But then there's a question, I think, so Anthony asked, or made a comment that Kamala needs to break with AIPAC. in his opinion. Also agree with that.
Yes.
I think
that
there's
anyone that wants to be.
But here's some very complicated, and then this is where Adrian, can someone explain the issue with AIPAC? You hear that they are good and bad. Okay. And it's very complicated, and I don't think any of us ever...
I didn't know till this all...
No, like...
I didn't know. You have to define Zionism.
Well, here's part of it, too. I think when the corporate money, the PACs and all that, and Citizens United.
Yes.
So that's kind of point one. That started. Okay, now all this money is allowed to come in.
Huge blocks of money.
Huge blocks of money. Then you say, oh, okay, well, who's funding, who's creating these organizations, these PACs, super PACs, and then sometimes they're driven by organizations and different, like, it's very complicated. But to sort of simplify it, the AIPAC end of things, they're lobbying and also then they're supporting. And this is where it gets really kind of strange, because you go, oh, well, is it Jewish Americans or is it the government of Israel? So,
and
Jewish Americans?
Sometimes they're the same.
Sometimes they are.
But sometimes they're very much separate.
There are a lot of Jewish Americans who are like, whoa, hey, state of Israel, please back away. We want no part of this. In fact, what you are doing is actually creating more of an issue and propping up and creating more anti-Semitism than anything.
Okay, can we just define Zionism?
You go ahead. You've been
first.
digging deeper into, because it's really still like...
Okay, so this all happened, I think, 1948, thereabouts. In Britain, the Parliament did this thing called the Balfour Agreement, where it created it endorsed a formation of a strictly Jewish state, the right to claim a Jewish state in Palestine. They had no right to do that, but the British said, okay, we're going to help you do this. This is the beginning of it's not the beginning, but the Zionist movement is the people who believe they have an inherent right to establish a Jewish state under any circumstances that anything they can. The whole situation in Israel right now is a result of this philosophy. We have a right to exist. And it's very much a militant, genocidal organization. All Jewish people do not prescribe to this. In fact, you're very faithful, very people who read the Torah, who are extremely Jewish in their religion, abhor all of this. It is an abomination. I have a whole, I don't know if I can find my card where I wrote all this down.
Here is a fantastic, I'm going to drop this link, and I'll try to put all of these that I'm going to link to today, because I was just thinking of them, and I like it to be more organic and line up with when we're talking about these, so I'm going to drop this link in. It's a great video it's a short, so it doesn't take long, but if y'all want to come back and check it, I will also drop it in over on our recommended video list. But fantastic short video from Zateo by Mehdi Hassan, and he goes through exactly what he was talking about, but gives the points like very quickly, like in history, with some awesome visuals, makes it a little bit more easily.
Here's my notes.
That's how hers works.
This is how
Maddie's is a little.
This is how my notes work.
This is how she works.
But the thing I really I really think that we need to understand is that the Jewish religion is not the same as Zionism.
Yes, and that's where it's really crazy, because you have you have Christian Zionists, and then you have Jewish Zionists, and then you have just and that was very confusing for me to start to kind of go, oh.
And one of the things that I want to stress here, because the whole thing with Iran, in Iran, they have a Jewish population that is, they live there. There's nothing, they just go about their business. They're recognized. They have one representative on the council, one Jewish representative on the council who represents that contingent of the population. The Muslims and the Jews they work together. They recognize and respect each other. There isn't this conflict. The Jewish population in Iran is very much supportive of their government and their right to exist under the government of Iran. And this is, they have words for this. Zionists are considered Amalek. They are not part of the Jewish religion. They are very much a separate entity that is not at all. The Jewish religion believes that Palestine is for the people who the land belongs to. They support the Palestinians in their assertion that this is our land. The Jewish, yes.
Yeah.
During the big thing when we all talk about Hamas, the Hamas leader, before he was murdered by Zionists.
And actually we can even bring it back to, if y'all watched that Johnny Harris video, he went through and they, and showed all the different times too that the government of Israel funded different little times and gave money to Hamas.
The rabbis and the Hamas leaders were very much in sync. They supported each other's view of Palestine. They've lived together side by side. One of the things that the rabbi was talking about in this interview is he said that there was a time where the Muslims and the Jewish people lived side by side. The Muslim taxi driver would take the Jewish children to their school.
Do you have, you need to send me that link to that video.
This is, it's an interview with a Muslim and a rabbi. It's Middle East Eye and Unapologetic. And it's by M.E.E. And Rabbi Elihan Beck said that the Jewish leaders they have a duty to resist the Zionist takeover of the Palestinians' land. They do not recognize that they have a right to do that. I would highly recommend getting, because I did not know this.
Okay, so not just Iran, Israel would kill millions of people. Is that the one? Is that the? Because I remember you showing me the rabbi.
Yes.
I wonder if that's the full video, but that'll get you over there.
And according to the Torah, Israel has no right to exist. The Torah is like the Jewish Bible. So I'm really happy that someone asked that, because I just assume that maybe people are getting knowed up on this, and not necessarily so. I wrote down, he says the Jewish settlers are crazy, murdering people.
Yeah. And I mean, there are videos that, I don't know if any of y'all get into some of that, but just trigger warning on that, because careful, because they're...
Mariah made a good point early on when she said the reason the Zionist movement is so detrimental to the Jewish existence is everyone makes this false assumption that that's how all the Jewish people feel. So the actual discrimination against Jewish people has amped up the more Israel does what they do.
Yeah.
So that's why they are very much not in favor of it.
And hopefully we got that right. It does get very messy, and we, we're learning. So give us some grace on that. And if there is something else that we need to know, please tell us.
Yes, please do. Okay, now speaking of, second class.
Oh, and thank you, Mo. Mo put in that. That was that's 3 hours long, y'all.
Was this Johnny?
Yeah, the Johnny Harris thing. But if you want to understand the history, where the money's coming from, why they're fighting for, who has what and what they want and why they wanted it and who's funding what, it's very well done. And how much, the U.S. is involved in most of it and why it gets extra messy. Actually, pretty much why it's messy, not extra.
Yeah. And that the lobby that is promoting that is the Zionist movement. It is not the Jewish movement. Don't equate those terms. They are not. They are not.
Yeah.
In fact, I would say the Zionists were
and
very
somebody needs to explain
un-Jewish.
And somebody needs to explain this to Alyssa Slotkin. Stat. Somebody needs to sit her down and have some conversations with her.
There's just conversations we need to start in our own backyard here before we start, trashing out what the other people
influencing the
and, I can
representatives.
Somebody from, whatever, representing from China that, was in the United States representing his country saying, I really think y'all get your house in order before you start throwing stones at us, okay?
Yeah.
And,
I'm in agreement of that.
Absolutely. It's hypocrisy in its highest form.
I will go to therapy if you do.
Yeah. Maybe we could go together and work this out.
Yeah, we should all go together. Group
therapy. Gosh, what would that look like? I don't know. It's called a delegation, I believe. Okay.
Wasn't that what the UN was for?
Yeah, but I think we pretty much
pooped on that.
Yeah, pooped on that. So I just I want this is from some supremacism to fascism. And I want an understanding of this, and from whence I speak going forward. We cannot say that the United States has been a beacon of light. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
It is not so. And this is just a relatively recent one. And I have to read you this because it was observed by one of my favorite people of all time, Bill Moyers. I don't know if you all know who Bill Moyers is, but if you don't, you should look him up. He's an absolutely wonderful person.
All right, so here's another. I don't know if you want to be. Are you writing these down as?
I'm not writing anything down. I'm reading. It's your job. Or you can copy and paste and that sort of thing. I don't know. You're better at that than I am.
You said you were going to do the mind mapping.
I can't even see that from where I'm
I was going to tell you what it was.
Oh.
You told...
Write it down. You write that down while I'm talking about this.
Oligarchy, yes. Okay, so,
yeah, well, definitely.
But I think oligarchy, if you want to kind of go a little, kind of zoom out just a little bit there, to me, it's inequality.
It's also corporatism. When we decided that corporations were people, that's when all of this started going downhill.
Is that all these ocracies?
Kleptocracy?
Yeah.
Well, that's where you're stealing something that's not yours.
Well, that seems to be going on.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah. And I guess you could call it that, too. All right, back to my whole thing here of racism and that sort of thing, because I've been reading two books. I've been reading the Caste book, but also the White Women book, which yeah.
I chuckle about the white woman thing because she struggles with the white woman thing a lot. It gets her fired up. I might just remember. I don't think they are specifically like if it makes you uncomfortable, then maybe there's something you got to work with there, and go, okay, why is this upsetting me?
My nose is itching like crazy. I don't know
Or,
what that means.
Hey, move along. If it doesn't apply to you, then you need to, you know, it's move 4 steps on the board. Congratulations. You know, you gotta recognize. But sometimes that's hard.
Okay, so basically, I'm going to read you a quote here that I've known about for some time, but I looked it up and made sure I was accurate in my quotation. And it's by LBJ. But it was observed by Bill Moyers in the lobby of a hotel in Tennessee late at night after, quote, the last bottles of bourbon and branch water had been consumed and the local dignitaries had departed. And LBJ was referencing the ugly racist slogans on signs in Tennessee that they'd observed earlier in the day as they were driving about, you know, gathering thoughts for the Bill of Rights, or the whole civil rights movement, dear Lord. Quote, if you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Hell, give him somebody to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you. LBJ. Now, LBJ had a lot of faults, but I am telling you right now, the civil rights movement wouldn't even be close to what it is now, because there have been some, I think a lot of it's just gone underground, but at least there are some laws there that have a little bit of teeth in it. We still have people of color being killed, assaulted, raped, and murdered because of their skin color.
Yep.
That's still happening. We know that. But there's laws there that we can force, and that's what's going to happen. We, the people, all of us, are going to have to be more active in saying, no, that's not working for me. We need to stand outside of those courthouses and say, let's lick that calf over again. I don't think that's what we really need there. That is not justice.
Right.
Now, justice. Keep that in mind. Justice.
Am I supposed to write that down?
Okay. So I've been reading a lot of libertarian, maybe some of it a little bit,
I'll tell you, I'll worry about her a little bit.
right of center. But listen, as the famous Chinese master of war,
Tao?
Lao Tzu,
Oh, okay.
said, know thy enemy. And that's part of this, okay? So,
The libertarians are her enemy. Although she's really definitely considering becoming one. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not. But I think you should know. This is Bastiat. And he's French also. I don't know why we get all these Frenchies in here, but I guess, you know.
Hey, they're doing things.
All right. So this is his take on the law. And this is why I keep saying we have the laws there, but we are being very arbitrary in our application of those laws. His thing on this: the function of law is to protect the free exercise of these rights. And what are those rights? Our ideas, our wills, our education, our opinions, our work, our trade, our talents, and our pleasures. The function of law is to protect the free exercise of these rights and to prevent any person from interfering with the free exercise of these same rights by any other person.
Now that I agree with.
Okay. And,
but I think when you see, I think a lot of times when, okay, kind of the libertarian view of that is by protecting that, it really is just, hey, y'all are on your own, back off, you know, whatever.
No.
No?
That's not. Law is justice.
Okay.
He says it at the beginning of every single paragraph in here where he changes his subject. Law is justice.
Oh, this is like Glenn
Law
Kirshner.
is justice.
It's like Glenn Kirshner.
I'm serious. Law is justice. He just says it over and over and over again. Okay.
Because justice matters.
And it is under the law of justice, under the reign of right, under the influence of liberty, safety, stability, and responsibility, that every person will attain his real worth and true dignity of his being. And again, you have to understand this was written in
Human.
17.
Yeah. People.
No, I'm sorry. 1853. It was a little, yeah, okay. And it was reprinted in the 1950s, when, the libertarians really started getting after it. And he asks the question, look at the entire world. Which countries contain the most peaceful, the most moral, and the happiest people? Those people are found in the countries where the law least interferes with private affairs, where government is least felt, where the individual has the greatest scope and free opinion, the greatest influence, where administrative powers are fewest and simplest, where taxes are lightest and most nearly equal, and popular discontent the least excited and the least justifiable. All right, you can hear the libertarian thing going on there.
And that I have no problem with, but then, the other part to me is that it's like, okay, that is all great.
I think it's
but
very rose-colored glasses.
Right. We still need a government that is also going to, and to me, that whole protection part really is not about like military protection. To me, I think by protecting your citizens, because if you have a wonderful place to live and you feel that you are taken care of and there are social safety nets and things in place, like you're going to get health care. Your water's going to be clean and wonderful and you can breathe the air, and all of that should be part of what we pay into as a system, and then the people are taken care of through that. And not magically, but by setting up a system that promotes that type of, and what they were talking about in the book there, you aren't going to need this massive military. Like, there will become a time. I believe that. And this whole, we've got money to blow people up, but not take care of your own citizens, that's just disgusting. And it's kind of been the way that it has always been, but what is crazy and hopefully enlightening maybe to folks is that it is so blatantly just happening now. Like, there isn't any pretending, and I think this is making people really reckon with, oh, okay, this is not okay. Nope. This is not what we want. This is in fact the exact opposite. And hey, you kind of said some other things that is totally the opposite of what you said.
Well, here's another view by another.
Although a lot of us were going,
libertarian.
Hey, hey, he doesn't really mean that.
I wish I could just absolutely, yeah, okay.
Baby shakes, baby shake them.
Okay, this is Ron Paul, The Revolution, page 52. I desire this afternoon to discuss only the question of the power claimed by the president to send troops anywhere in the world. And he did not write this yesterday. This was written a long time ago in the 2000s, early 2000s, whatever.
2008, I think, is when, right?
Maybe. To send troops anywhere in the world, involve us in any war in the world, and involve us in the war in which he chooses to involve us. I wish to assert the power of Congress, and to point out that Congress has the power to prevent any such action by the president, that he has no such power under the Constitution, and that it is incumbent upon the Congress to assert clearly its own constitutional powers unless it desires to lose them. If the president has unlimited power to involve us in war, war is more likely. History shows that arbitrary rulers are more inclined to favor war than are the people at any time.
Yeah.
The laws are there, but Congress is sitting on their bum and not doing anything about it. I think that they're starting to get the idea that we the people are not happy. I sent off 2 more cards, and that reminds me, we need to get on to it. We need to get on to the...
She's gonna get arty.
I'm gonna get arty because I'm feeling it, you know.
She's gotta make a postcard.
Bubbling up, and I got another one here. Okay, so
I'm gonna go top view.
Top view. Okay, now I'm not gonna. Oh my goodness, I really needed to do a little. I washed it out, but
it's not well enough.
Okay, well,
okay.
That's all right.
You didn't dry it out. You washed it.
Yeah, tissue paper's great. It dries good. So I'm not going to open this up because it makes everybody slightly ill. It's our
comic wave. It is very fun and it's fabulous.
So Mariah and I were talking about this.
It's hard to look at on the screen.
You know, the whole milk carton thing and putting certain people on there. And I've got a perfect stencil for it.
Oh my
it's
God.
like little bars.
Have you seen the ones? Okay, this is a funny thing that's going on here in our district. Actually, Keith Self has been put on a milk carton. Have you seen those posts?
No. Like a real?
Well, no, like they photoshopped and it said, "Have you seen your congressman?" Because he's not really shown up doing like public events. He's just doing little private ones with his donor people, which I think his donor people aren't as many as they once were. Because he's got people all kinds of fired up about all his, extremely Islamophobic rhetoric that he has coming out of his mouth, which is really, and it just irks me because I don't know.
We're willing for them to, have their little congregation of white Christian conservative, whatever. But they don't have the right to decide for everybody else. They don't decide for me.
Here's my big bugaboo about all this. Here, and I wrote this down. I can't remember where I picked it up, but I liked it so much I wrote it on a postcard. I didn't notate which thing made me, write this down. But the religious right is a political movement. It has nothing to do with Christianity. It is all about nationalism. It is about, these are our borders and this is our belief and we only want white people here. And white men will be in charge.
Yes.
White women will be having our babies and the rest of y'all can just,
Yeah, making more little white racist Christians.
Yeah. And it's nothing to do with Christianity.
Nothing.
And it's so gross.
If Jesus came down to earth like they want him to, he would say, y'all can, I'm going to send you to the hot place down below because you are not talking about what I'm talking about.
And I don't know all that much about it, but I feel like that's true.
I know a lot about it. Just ask me anything you want.
Comment down below.
Comment down below. All right, you write those down,
y'all.
Because really what I want to do here, I've got some books to give away.
And hopefully now that... Obviously, Nightbot is connected because it was having a little fit in the beginning. So, hopefully Nightbot is well connected enough that he will be helping us with the giveaways. I told her, I was like, I don't know.
He might be on strike because it's all butthurt that we put in the Mo in charge.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Put him in line.
I don't know. I'm trying,
to
get all my stuff together here because I really want to. Okay, I don't. Maybe I should. But did I tell you about this paper? It's like 38 cents a piece, and I'm real reluctant to.
She's feeling more precious about the paper these days.
Feeling more precious about my paper here lately, so I'm gonna just turn that over. That'll dry out.
I know, Cheryl. It's just crazy. And then it makes me unsure when I'm out and about. I'm like, I just kind of want to know, like, what kind of, like, are you true Jesus Christian, or are you this other stuff? Because I'm just curious, because I kind of like, I want to know, because the other one that's not so, has much to do with Christianity, scares me. Like, scares me. Because,
Amen, sister, I'm with you.
I don't think, we don't fit in their thing.
I'm too old to have their babies.
We can take care of them, I guess. I'll be like, she ain't that good at that either. I was just telling you, she's a little selfish these days. She kind of did her thing. She grandma'd for me, I think she's done.
And I'm not up for grandma for anybody else's babies, and especially if they're little, like, Christian conservative babies. Okay, so here we go. I put this out here every time because I like to show off my little
Baby Judy
caddy made from the drink container.
If y'all want to know more about that, of course, and if you are just happen upon us, we are PM Artist Studio as well. That's the art channel. That's PM Artist Studio. You can go over there. You can get more art stuff. This is when we start getting our Artivists action on, and he's
found
gonna.
My one really favorite.
I was a little sad. Like, oh,
Here
by
it
the
is.
way, here's some just extra little chitter chatter for you. But when I was taking the postcards, because we drop orders off regularly. We're at the post office almost every day, and I was a little sad about. I was like, oh, I didn't take pictures of them, but they weren't like
they were. You've already have pictures of those.
Kind of, but they were really great. Anyway,
I wrote some really awesome stuff.
Today when I went, I was late, so the doors were locked. Couldn't put the stuff on the counter, and I'm like, sugar biscuits. Well, then I go over to the bins, because there's these, open bin things that you can put letters and things into. They're all full, because you clunk, and I was like, okay. Well, then, I'm like there right as they lock the door. There's still people inside. In fact, they let them out, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to hang out. And like when they let one out, I'm going to be like, hey,
because your thing's full out there. You need to empty your thing.
Yeah, so the guy, he's like, well, you can put them in the bins. I said, well, I tried to put it in the bins, but they're all clogged up. And he goes, well, no, there's a bigger bin thing around the corner. I'm like, what? I kid you not. Like, we've been living here and doing PM Art Studio, taking orders for, like, years now. This is the first I'm hearing of this other bin. Sure enough, go around the corner there.
A big old bin.
And there's a big, like, you could put the boxes in to drop them. And we knew that the Garland one has it. And sometimes we drive over, and that's what takes us so long sometimes, because we drive over to Garland.
But they've had this all along.
I told Brad, he's like, they have a big bin thing there. I was like, yeah, they do. He's like, how are we just knowing about? I'm like,
there you go.
See? Okay. Biddy asks, who does our government work for? Yes, Americans or foreigners. Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. Like, this is why the big money has to go away, because it allows not only corporations, it allows other governments to be involved in our government. And you don't want that. I mean, unless we are going to become some global council of something or other, and that seems a little futuristic. I am for it.
Hey, Mariah, before I start painting, can I ask you to do something for me? Can you hand me the
stamps?
The We the People, but also the flag.
Okay.
I think those are in the big bins. They have their own little...
this, like, in this, but then the little bit, yeah.
But what I really want you to do is go ahead and stamp We the People on 3 of these cards and wall it while I'm doing the others, getting the background down on the others. And I do want to use the permanent ink on We the People, because I would like for it not to. And here's the re-inker. Here's the cards. And basically, let me get a card out for you, because this is what we're going to do today.
Okay.
then I thought it would be really cool at the end of our session here to give away some, put a postcard in with a book.
Oh, there you go. Look at her.
I know, I do have my moments. All right, now I've got these bigger ones here, but here's a smaller one. Okay. This is kind of what we're going to be making today.
Yeah. So Jen says, I think that part of the question is who controls what the next generation knows. How do we ethically teach our children? That's going to get her fired up. I knew she was like, oh, she talked about this. She's grabbing the book. Y'all, for real.
This is the one. Because that's what they want to do. When they're talking about, we don't want any critical race theory. We don't want people to feel ashamed or whatever. That's what the hell they're talking about. Talking about getting rid of all the facts. I mean, we've already whitewashed it enough that's absolutely almost not true.
Oh my God. And I tell you, Tad Stormer's another one. If you want to know about, the founding fathers, he's a great, hey, listen, are you ready to really know?
Unfortunately, he died before, he could update us on the latest
his feelings on the current affairs.
Died. Okay, so this is kind of what I want you to do, Mariah. Just,
Oh, okay, good. Give me reference here. I like that. And then just what with the
clear stuff.
Yeah, okay. And then here's the other one. You're going to stamp it, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the flag because somebody said, I really like that the flag's bleeding. And I thought,
so cool.
What a marvelous comment. And I didn't even think about that.
And you need these. And I think it's I'm pretty sure it was the rock and red.
It was.
Might have been the samba. I don't know. Because
I think it was.
I remember there was discussion.
And it was the one that I really didn't think was going to be a good one. I think it's this one. Because see the side of this, Mariah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. The other one I think was a little bit too, it was dull. And I like that blood red spread. About that blood red spread. Okay, here we go. So we're not going to do that first of all. First of all, we're going to get us some clouds going here. Y'all understand some clouds? I'm going to try to do a little more.
Well, Cheryl, I would say there are lots of really good creators on the internet. Historians, people like Tad Stormer, people like Amanda's Mild Takes. They are really great references to historical information. There are quite a few out there. I would say go to the source and understand that, the folks that actually have taught history, especially at a collegiate level or at university or, however, wherever they come from, those are the people to follow. And many of them have channels now or Substack. Substack's a great place because so many folks, Heather Cox Richardson.
Yes. And I am using my, Hippie Crafter paints. And the reason I am using them, I just want to tell y'all, look at the variety of blues that you get here. The reason we talk about them, they were very generous and supplied us with some things, but I pick this palette all the time because it's just so good.
It's just so good.
Because the blues are just so good.
All right, just wanted to let you know that my first stamping out of the gate was not great. I don't like this big pad, for one. That's just not my style.
Okay.
But I got a little archival one.
Okay. You go ahead. Just do it however you think it's going to work. All right, here we go with our flag. Now, I need to get some paper down here.
And that one.
or something ready to wipe this up because I already know it's going to make a bit of a mess.
Okay. Yes, Substack is such a great place. The tap doesn't, let's see, the tap doesn't read the post I sent. I don't know what tap.
Okay, so I've got my flag. I want it going up ever so slightly. Ah, yes. Look at that. Look at that bleeding flag. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, do you want me to dry it? So it doesn't.
I do.
Okay, hold on here.
But I'm going to wait for you to hand that off to me. Look at that sky. Is that wonderful sky? I'll get a tiny little bit more.
Right here, look. See, I pressed too hard, and this is the thing. Like, you need the fatter stamp stuff for the stability, but sometimes, like, if you're a little heavy-handed like I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, P doesn't read. Well, that's probably sometimes true, and then sometimes I don't get it to her in time.
What are you talking about?
Oh, because Sherry's great. She sends me links. And then I think she sometimes sends you links in the lightning bolt, I think. Or maybe it's just up to me. But she does send great articles. Some of them have made it over.
All right, now we're going to make this look a little bit slightly stormy here. So I'm reaching in the indigo.
All right, do you want me to stamp on this one now?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Some clouds going on there. And then down here, I'm going to go ahead and just put my plain water down because I want a little water when I come in. I don't know that I've still got stuff on my stamp here, but you can see it does different things with different.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Look at that.
Oh, see, I did a fabulous job on that one.
Well, I did a fabulous job on this one also. Thom, yeah.
And I will say that the our group, our Wiley action group, they want to do postcards. And I told them, I said we would bring supplies and everything.
Yeah. They have to figure out a place.
Yeah.
Add a tiny little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, Vitty. Yeah. Look at this.
All right, I'm handing this over to you right now. Oh, needs a bit of
Wine again.
wine. Ah, look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can't, get a little bit more of this blue down here, so we don't have a little spot there. Probably will have a slight, but that's okay. We don't care about that. Okay, I'm just going to put these back over here. Oh, got a little red up there in the sky. How did that happen?
Can't have that.
There, we'll just have a little bit more of a cloudy. Uh-oh.
Eddie said dead bird. Caw!
Dead bird.
Duck.
Oh. Okay.
Don't get it started on a coo.
This is going to be a situation here. Situation. Just trying to get rid of that run there.
He says goose. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And I don't want to touch that red because if I touch that red, it's going to go.
Yeah.
Already got a little bit of that going on here. But now maybe at this point, we can suck up some of that.
Oh, I'm supposed to be doing more of these, aren't I?
Yes, please.
Sorry. I was distracted by what you were doing.
How are we doing there?
Well, I kind of like being able to stamp over the flag, but that's just my personal preference. I mean, if you're asking me that.
Oh, well, so I should just go ahead and do that.
But that's fine. I'm going to do another one here, and I'm just going to move it in. Because it's going to show up, and I don't think,
Well,
I think.
let me
tell you, the stays on, I think, is the way to go.
Yeah, I agree.
Plus, I just love the smell of it. I know I've mentioned that many times, but
I'm going to try to mix up some different blues over here.
I'm down with the arsenic, y'all. If you know, you know.
Okay, I like that because then I've got them and I can like get them down on the paper.
Good golly, I got kind of
That's probably
messy over
where
here.
I picked up the red. What?
What?
Okay.
Huh? Oh yes, and thank you, Mo. She's see, Mo's got mod status now. She can drop links. I love that. Thank you so much. We do have downloadable postcards, 3 volumes of them, and we plan on doing it again this year. I don't know if it's going to be June or it's probably going to be in July. It'll be July.
Yeah, because
June we're going to be doing Pride.
In July, that's because that's the birthday of the United States of America.
Mm-hmm. And the Pope says he ain't coming now. He don't trust us. I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either.
He says no, thank you.
All right, I think I can work on my sky a little bit more after you with the wawing.
Okay.
But now you have to get that dry before you can waw.
Yeah, you are correct about that, Patricia.
Huh. Okie dokie. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to try another little approach here. There, we got that stamp down there on the watercolor paper prior to doing our sky. I hope y'all are finding this ever so slightly entertaining.
Sorry about the wawing, but hopefully it does do the noise reduction thing. I mean, it should. And then
Whoa!
And then we need to do a giveaway, and because we got about 15 minutes. I mean, we can always go a little longer. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I don't like that, Mariah.
You're not a fan of what?
Of doing the okay. I'm just telling you, it's not anything that you did. I'm just saying.
Okay. It's not me. It's you.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
Because it just started, going up into the sky there.
Yeah.
The red. Which I guess we could just, imagine that that's a sun set.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing over here. And we'll make the clouds more evident back here where we, the people, are showing our displeasure.
Yes.
With the present regime.
Ooh, goodness. Flopping things. Trying to move quickly here. Bobby says, red sky at night.
There you go. They look alike. Red sky in morning. Take warning. A little rainfall there.
Hey, and I would love some suggestions if y'all want to, if you're watching on replay, let us know down below in the comments. Thumbsy upsies, y'all, if you haven't done that. But, are there any other word stamps we need? Now, we have Eddie's, words in action, too.
Oh, well, it might do that.
Should I grab that one?
Yeah,
those are in
I
the
think
word.
this one's good. I'm not doing anything to that. Yeah, let's try. Remember we were going to do that, but
Yeah.
I really honestly think you definitely need to waw that first. So that I can just,
Yeah.
So let's talk about the composition here.
Hey, if we made, so we have Karen's, we have Karen's new scripty, her words, right? The joy, grace, peace, and love. And we could say, your inaction is stealing my joy. I don't know if that's how Karen wants her stuff used or not, but
Hey, once you give it up,
that's
Karen,
right.
You don't get to decide. You don't know how much remorse I have had once I handed across the great divide here to Mariah on the other side. And those of you who are new here, do you understand that Mariah and I are in the same room?
We are the mother-daughter.
Mother-daughter, across from each other.
Obviously,
I could hit her. I could hit her with my.
Sometimes she does with her looks.
I do. I send out.
And her tone with her meanness.
I'm going to make a real dark sky here with this. And
Purple Mountains Majesty. Cheryl said, well, she says Purple Mountains, but then I added Majesty because purple. Which one do you want? Be outspoken, love loud, flip tables. I like that one. That's my favorite one. But then feel sparkle and shine. See, this one has the more a little happy. It starts out happier than this one. I like this one for the postcard situation. I feel like it applies a little more. Do you want it this way? Or this? See, I think it would be kind of cool if it's like this.
I think you should do it both ways.
Okay, well, okay.
I'll give you another card. Here you go.
No, I have two. I have two cards. Do you want it centered up or do you want it off to the side? Off to the side because you're going to put a flag on it, all right?
Yeah, because I'm going to put the flag on it.
Okay.
Good point. I mean, I kind of forgot about that, but yeah.
Got to put a flag on it, y'all. We're sending these to our representatives. They need to understand.
I'm just making some clouds here. I hope I'm having a good time. I don't know if y'all are, but I'm totally entertained.
This is relieving her
my anxiety. Oh, look at, I mean, this is tornadic.
Oh, it is. I like that.
Now, the problem, I'm going to have to grab a little, Mariah's taking all of my.
I like it. This one also has size matters on it. Which just,
what did you do with the other TV tray thing?
You need to talk to the baby. I'm sure she had something to do with it. I noticed some things have been moved about and she's been up here doing things.
I did that. I put her little
She did that.
fan on the.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right. I got a plan B here.
That's right.
There we go.
There you go. It's so funny the amount of moisture that is in the stamps, because it comes out onto the glass, which is...
Oh, really? You want some paper towels?
I would like one. Yes, that would be
kitchen towel.
Kitchen towel.
You want a kitchen towel? Here we go. Now I don't know, Mariah. On this one, do I just want to put "We the People" in red, so the red's bleeding?
Yes, I like that.
All right. Well, you have to hand me that stamp because you've been using it.
Oh, okay. It's got black ink on it, so it's gonna be like a darker.
What happened?
Yeah, I just
Made the thing go wacko.
my dollop just went like, I don't know if I want that black ink on my red ink pad. I don't know if I'm not ready for them.
You have to be careful. If you rub it real hard, you get foam.
Yeah, and then also fuzz sometimes too, which is a little annoying.
A bit of a fuzz situation there.
Now we do have the oil-based stuff. Okay, she's just gonna go.
I'm just gonna. I want it to bleed. I want the blood to run.
Okay. Yeah, it is a structural. That's exactly right. I don't see if you get crazy and you press in those other areas.
Yeah.
But there, yeah, that's a good call. Look at her fixing that. Be prepared to modify your plan. Some PM Artist Studio stuff right there. Oh, bye, Jennifer. Thanks for hanging. Yeah, we're about to head out here in a minute.
All right, I'm going to hand you this so you can wall it, Mariah.
Okay. So, do you want to kind of, in conclusion?
Well, we have to give away.
Oh, yeah, we do have to give away.
We need to stop everything. Oh, and I have 2 Howard Zinn, People of the United States. So let's definitely give that one away.
All right, well, let's go over here and see if... Okay, let me close up some things here so I'm not dipping my hand in ink and
Okay,
spilling.
if you're thinking about leaving, don't leave right now because we're getting ready to do some giving away, and I still
Now, here's the deal. Here's how we run these. If you are over at PM Artist Studio, you understand how we run these. But if you're new here, you are in charge of postage, so you will need to email me. My email will be I don't have any of the hashtags set up, Mo, or anybody. So here, let me put my... So, Mariah at PM Artist Studio.
And I will put a postcard in here.
You will need to email me there and say, I won the car today. How many are we doing?
Well, I don't know. Do 2?
Okay, we're going to do 2 of them.
Why we justify foolish beliefs and decisions, and I might not give that one away quite yet. I read part of it and thought it was kind of stupid. Okay, we're not.
We're giving one away today, y'all. She hasn't.
Away today. A People's History of the United States. We'll give the next one away next week.
Okay, keyword. Oh, that's interesting.
What happened?
Hey, remember the keyword from PM Artist Studio, even though I'm on call. That's weird and interesting. Hadn't expected that.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know that that kind of creeps me out.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know that.
Okay, so while she's doing that, I want to talk to you about this.
What hashtag should we do? CAW. Let's just do hashtag CAW.
Yeah.
That's CAW. Hashtag CAW.
So here's what I thought, Mariah, on my little milk carton here.
If you want a book, but you got to pay postage.
Yeah. And I don't know, it's going to be like around $6, $7.
Probably.
Seems to be what. So what I thought here is to make a little jail bar thing here that has a window on it so I could take and put in different people.
Wonderful.
You know?
Hey, you know what? We got to manifest this stuff somehow.
Absolutely. And that's a visual manifestation. That's much stronger than just verbal.
Verbal. Yeah, we need...
I want to look at that. And remember my little Donald that I have?
Yes.
We still haven't made a jail for him.
Well, he can go in that one.
I could just make it stick out a little bit more. Oh, that's a good idea, Mariah.
Yeah. There you go.
Because I think I can do that. It was the three-dimensional thing that I was getting concerned about.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to trap Donald in his bars, but I think I can handle that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think everybody's entered that wants to. I'm gonna choose a winner. Peace Talks with Lynn. All right, Lynn. Message me, girl. Love it. I love it. Alrighty. Hey, it worked. So I did set up everything right. I wasn't gonna put in the time and effort to set up all the commands until I knew it was working properly. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess.
You know. And plus we were doing it this like, I mean, it was late. I've just been running around like a crazy person, y'all. Crazy person. That's very exciting. I hope you're excited.
I love how this paint goes around the words.
Yes, now that it's been wad. Oh, and if you don't know what we're talking about, because maybe you're not used, like, I just assume that everybody that's here is also over at PM Artist Studio at this moment in time. Now, that may not be true. Let me know. Say, hey, I just found y'all. So why are you talking to me about art stuff? That's because that's kind of the main thing we do.
It's kind of what we do.
But this is the extenuation of, you know, bringing the social justice, activism, artivism work into, you know, where we get to talk more. Talk about the books, the different videos and such. But also be able to create some art that is artivism. And our postcards are definitely that. For sure. Where was I going with that? Oh, yes. So, walling, that means that we have put down the embossing powder stuff. This business right here. Sorry. It's hard for me to know where I'm at in the camera. But this business right here. But then you heat emboss it, and it puts a little plastic coating over it. If you aren't familiar with this business. And then that's why it resists and does what he's doing over there. And it's fabulous for this particular project. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us and calling.
Yes, thank you so much.
We do this every Saturday, and our usual time is about 3:30. We try to stick to that, but depending on life and things, sometimes that does get adjusted, and we do let y'all know to the best of our ability. But we will be back here tomorrow morning over on PM Artist Studio, so we'll see you then. Till then,
caw! Caw!